Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast. Sean Higgs is back. I survived. I'm here. Appreciate Chip, Doug, Matt, everybody filling in, doing a great job, making it hard for me to come back. Watching them doing excellent work. Good to see you, boys. It's Monday the 9th. We've got some Major League Baseball on tap. But as always, before we get to that, we're here. Hit the thumbs up button. Let's go thumb it up for the 3 games today. Maybe thumb it down. Maybe you don't like these games. Maybe you want something different. Leave it in the comment section. You're free to comment. Go ahead. YouTube's open all. Like, subscribe, notification bell on so you know each and every day we come at you with your free picks, whether it's MLB or MLB or soon to be NFL and college football. Who knows? Maybe there'll be some WNBA stuff. We got guys who bet WNBA in here, folks. And we have CFL as well. You want all that? Head over to gamblersworld.net for the premium action. Again, these are the free picks. The top plays, gamblersworld.net. As I said, MLB, WNBA, NBA Finals. There goes my voice, little hiccuping there. It happens. It happens. We're going to get them. I'm not going to stop every time it happens. Or maybe if I'm muted ahead of time, but it is what it is. Premium plays are up here, Doug, and you got a freebie. But let's go. Cubbies with Boyd. How about the Cubbies? You lose, what's his name? Steele, right? The young guy. I thought, uh-oh, my wing ticket's going to be down. You're a Chicago kind of cat. But yet here they are, rolling along. And Philly comes in. What have they dropped? 5 in a row? 8 and 9, 9 to 10.
9 of 10. 9 of 10.
You can't complain about Wheeler. Boyd they're happy. The guy wins games. He goes out, keeps you in the game. I don't know if I could lay again. It seemed to me, if you're a Philly fan, 130 as a bettor seems a little light. Looks a little too easy to say Wheeler's a much better pitcher. You look at the numbers encompassing, they should get the job done. But betting on losing teams, not really a recipe for success for me. What do you like here? Cubbies plus 110, minus 130 for the Phils. Total sitting at 7.5 here on a Monday night.
Yeah, the Phillies have in the NL East, they got past like they were standing still, okay, losing 9 out of 10, and the Mets went off winning 8 out of 10. So the big lead or a big advantage now for the Mets in the division. The Cubs' offense, though, has cooled a little bit. Now, Detroit pitching can do that to you, especially on the road. Cubs only scored 7 runs in the series, and 6 of them came in one game. So Zach Wheeler, Matt Boyd, Wheeler, he's just a true ace. He has had some problems, though, with the Cubs over the years. In his games that he's pitched, the teams that he's pitched for, there's 3 and 6. Matthew Boyd, having a really good year, yet you can't help but wonder at some point, is he going to fall down a little bit here? Yeah. There's nothing in his career that suggests that he's actually quite this good. Talent, he's always been talented. It just never has all come about. He was on some really bad Detroit teams. So he's come back. He's added another pitch, so that's made him much more effective here. So, the easiest play to me looks like the under. They got 2 really good pitchers doing good job, okay, to this point. But I look at that Phillies bullpen, 25, okay, in run prevention. They are not getting the job done on a consistent basis. And how about this, okay? Road teams like the Cubs, with a total of 7.5 or less, after a loss by 4 or more runs against an opponent that just played a game where there was a total of 4 combined 4 runs or less, are 37-10 over since 2021 with an average score of 9.8 runs per game. I'm going contrarian here. I'm going to go over 7.5 in this contest.
Over 7.5 Cubs Phillies for Doug as his free pick. I'm seeing here today. Monday Mauler's up a 15-2 angle play here, I'm guessing, right?
Yes, correct.
On your premium action here?
Yep. For sure on that. Yeah. Had a mediocre weekend. I was on a nice run, 26 and 14, and just had a crappy weekend just across the board. So look to just bounce back for sure on that. No hockey tonight, by the way. I'm letting game 3 go. The first 2 games have been fantastic, right? Both overtime.
Yeah.
Overtime. And get this, Sean, even Chip was watching hockey. Okay. He was complaining about the overtime aspect of it and following the puck, but that's okay. At least he watched. I give him credit for that. So we're good there, and got a CFL winner to start things off. so happy about that. So yes, just the baseball thing as well. Talk about the Phillies. It's kind of one of those things as you go through in baseball. You go up, you go down, you go up, and just try and get that better consistency. To put yourself with a winning record.
You heard Doug, CFL, hockey, NBA, all the premium action from Doug and Chip as well at gamblersworld.net. Again, Doug's free pick today over Cubs Phillies 7.5. Chip, what do you think about this one?
Where'd Matthew Boyd come from? That's my first question. He's having a great season. This is his career year so far. 3.01 ERA, 70 Ks in 68 innings, and getting more than one strikeout an inning is pretty much of an indicator that he's a major leaguer for sure. Cubs 15 games over 500. I want to know, Big Jim out there, what's going on with this Philadelphia Philly team? Bryce Harper's down. They've lost 5 in a row and 9 of 10 or whatever it is. And Zach Wheeler has just evolved into one of the better pitchers in all of baseball. I mean, he's been very consistent. When he was with the Mets, his stuff was so funky, and he just had difficulty controlling it and throwing it for more strikes. He's matured. He's throwing strikes now, and I think Wheeler is the side here because he's the better pitcher. But I don't like the idea that Philadelphia is reeling and they're without Bryce Harper. But these numbers that Wheeler's put up, Doug, they're really incredible here. Yep. 76 innings, only 52 hits, which means he's gone at least 24 innings without giving up a hit. And 94 Ks in that time. He's been really, really dominant. And, other than the fact that the NBA is going along, thank you, Oklahoma City, for finally hanging on to a game after losing at game 1. WNBA is doing quite well. Baseball 1-2 yesterday, but the megabuck plays out there are pretty much at 67%, 66, 65 in each sport. So don't forget about the WNBA because they're sitting there every day with one game a day. Today we actually passed, but it is Monday out here. Good to have you back, Sean. Honestly, in spite of everything we said about you, and in spite of how smooth the show went and how we had such a great response, it's good to have you back.
Thank you for those kind words, Chip.
Yeah, you got it.
He's, we're always happy to have Chip here. All right, Doug, let's move on here. We're good. All right, again, free pick here from Doug. Over to 7.5. Boyd and Wheeler listed starters here, Cubbies and Phillies. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, notification bell on here for the YouTube channel, Winner's Circle. Do not want to miss it. And again, premium picks. Go get the Monday Mauler here from Doug, and we'll get on to the Chip's game and what he's got going on because he's got a bunch of stuff. But let's get to the freebie here for you, Chip. Dodgers, not the Brooklyn Dodgers. They're in L.A. now. They've been out there a little bit against the Padres. Nick Pivetta, we're talking a little bit about off air. Yeah. Decent years, a couple years in Boston. Here, Padres seems to put it all together. It's basically a pick 'em, right? They're plus 105. Dodgers laying on 120. Listen, people still love the Dodgers. I understand. They just win games. Here comes Dustin May. He's nothing special. Pavetta's having a great year. And we've talked about these before, like long-term betting on these things. You see these Dodger numbers low like this. Do you feel like you're just going to come in? We're taking LA here. They're a better team. It's a short number. We're going to be stealing from the books. Or you say, you know what? I like Nick Pivetta. Padres play the Dodgers tough. I mean, they're not scared of Dodgers. They beat the Dodgers when they're 100% fully staffed, whether the pitching-wise, bullpen-wise, lineup-wise. Padres have gone toe-to-toe with the Dodgers no matter who's on the hill and have won. Again, it's one game here. It's not like somebody comes in and dominate them. I like the Padres in the 105 here, but your free pick, May, Pivetta, go for it.
Well, first thing I'm wondering is, it seems like every year, weren't the Dodgers the team that had the huge win total and they were supposed to run away with the West and injuries deplete them or whatever reasons, and it just seems like those teams don't ever get there. And even say in the American League, there was a huge rush of money on the Red Sox to win the AL East. And every year it seems to be that whatever team that he gravitates toward actually has a poor season the whole year. And not that the Dodgers are having such a poor season, but they really haven't met expectations as of yet. Dustin May, he throws. I like the way he throws, but he's not the ace of the staff. But Nick Pivetta may be the ace for the Padres. He really may be the year he's having. 6-2 ERA, about 3.1, and 76 Ks in 68 innings. Once again, I said that's over 1 K an inning. To me, is an indicator. He has won only one game in his starts against LA, 1-2, but his ERA career-wise is 2.96. And I just think that all the problem, and against the Dodgers, by the way, he's had 37 strikeouts in 27 innings, which is significant to me. I think here San Diego will be the side. The Dodgers are sort of floundering. They're in and out. We haven't had any consistency. Mookie Betts got a broken toe, and of course Otani's Otani. But Muncy was hitting 170 for the first 2 months. He's starting to come around a little bit, but I originally when I saw this game, I thought I was gonna like the Dodgers, and the more I looked at it, I just moved more toward the home team. And San Diego's plus $700 on the year. The Dodgers are minus $205, and yet the Dodgers still have the better record. I'm gonna take San Diego here. The Padres would be my side with Pavetta.
San Diego plus 105. I'm agreeing with you. Like you just said, and I was going to bring up the Dodgers long-term record here for the year, 39-27, whatever they are, minus $2 on the year.
Yeah.
The other team, Padres, are plus 7 something on the year, and they got 2 less wins.
Yeah.
I mean, baseball, you can't just blindly go one team or another team. Yep. You got to be able to mix it up a little bit, and I understand you want to take the Dodgers here. Chip mentioned Pavetta. And Doug, I mean, you probably got something on his numbers here too. I'm guessing you're a numbers guy. His home number is just ridiculous. 6 starts, 5-0. That's not too bad. 1.69 ERA against an ERA. 1.64 batting average against, 0.67 WHIP. I mean,
why? Sean, he's always had nasty stuff, but this guy never won. Doug, I remember seeing him on the hill for the Red Sox or whatever, and it just seemed like he never got over that hump. And maybe this is his year.
He has always been more of a first-half pitcher, though. I mean, whatever team he's been on, so he seems to wear down as the season goes along. But hey, we're still in the first half of the year, so writing
a long year. Well, maybe if they let him pitch more than 5 innings, he wouldn't wear down. He'd be stronger at the end of the year instead of faltering.
Yes, can't disagree with you there. So yeah, and this one, I'm going to go a little different direction here. I'm going to go with it was a tough call. I like both of these guys for strikeouts, May and Pavetta.
Yeah,
Pavetta's at 5.5, May's at 4.5, and I could certainly make a case for Pavetta. The only thing that made me change my thought process was Pavetta was minus 130. May at 4.5 is plus 105 when I checked right before the show. And May has surpassed that 4.5 total in 6 straight starts. He's pitched at least 5 innings in every game. He's averaging nearly a strikeout an inning. San Diego does have the 3rd fewest strikeouts as a team, so that's a positive. I think that's the reason why it's actually 4.5 as opposed to 5.5. But May in his career has pitched 5 2/3 innings on average in 10 starts against San Diego. So I'm going to take May to go over 4.5 strikeouts as my selection for this game.
A little player prop from Doug. Little Dusty May over 4.5 Ks. All right. Listen, prop folks, we come into a prop sometimes, whether it's sometimes NBA or NFL or Major League Baseball, whatever the case may be. Here you go, a little bonus prop action. Me, I'm leaning with Chip here on his official pick, San Diego, plus the 105 as the official free pick from Chip. He mentioned a little bit at the start of his piece about his run and how he's been doing. I'm looking right now. He's got a 3-pack up, Mega Bucks play, a bunch of different packages. Today's the all access day for Chip Chirimbes, folks. This is the day you get the all access, baby. He's got multiple, we got the Monday Mall from Doug, but we got a 3-pack, 3 individual packages up. Get the all access for $69.99. Make that smart money move, and Chip will put some more bucks in your pocket. You're going to need it for fireworks for the 4th of July or hot dogs, whatever you're doing, Flag Day. I don't know what you can spend your money on. Chip's going to deliver the goods. You see the Mega Buck records from Chip. So good one there. Again, free pick, San Diego plus 105. Doug's free pick over Cubbies Phillies 7.5. Last game of the night. Of the show, I should say, because it's probably the first game of the night. 7 Atlanta and Milwaukee here. What are we doing here, Braves? How the heck are the Braves laying 150? Chris Sale's great. He's a wonder. He's last year I had a 31 Cy Young. I thought, you know what? He's a good pitcher. Come back. He's on a team that can win a bunch of games. You can maybe get 18, 20 wins, steal. That's all fine and dandy. This team is not doing anything right.
Nope.
They lose 7 in a row. 8-10, 11-13, 14-17, and you're laying 150 to the Brew Crew. I'm sorry. I mean, do we see how Milwaukee's playing? Aaron Savali, Cleveland found him. He was pretty good. They're like, you know what? You've run your course. Ship him to Tampa. Tampa Bay gets rid of a guy as a pitcher. You know you're getting fleeced. He comes in against the Yanks, the torpedo bats. Remember that nonsense? Torpedo, but yeah, he got 5 runs in his first start. They ship him out, rehab, whatever the case may be. He's an old man. Not bad in his other starts. 2 runs in 4 innings, 1 run in 5 innings, 2 runs in 5 innings. They're good. That's going to keep you in the game. Versus the Braves team, by the way, 35-24 to the under. Give me the Brewers here. I'll take 130 with the Brewers. Sales better. Are the Braves better because they're the Braves and have Acuna's back? They are not. I'm not comparing them to the Dodgers per se, but you're a name brand and you have all-star type names. A 150 here. What are we doing with the Braves? They're in last place. I'm sorry. They're a game and a half above Miami. Not a good team. Doug. Milwaukee earlier would give me more of an under guy here. I can see the under as well if you want to go under.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do something I've done frequently on the show here in a minute. But and this line, by the way, opened at Atlanta at -170. Okay, so it was much higher. So it's been bet down since. And it's easy to forget the Braves actually started 0-7. They got back to 500, and we go, okay, here go the Braves. Okay, yep. They're going to be fine. Well, like you said, they're almost in last place in the NL East. Their offense is number 20. And not even a year and a half ago, this team had the best offense in baseball, by far. And most of these guys are still all young. So I think 2023 has turned into an anomaly, for this team. I don't think this team was ever as good. They just all came together in one season and haven't done anything since in terms of scoring. Chris Sale certainly gives the Braves a shot here. But, Milwaukee, they're okay. They don't win a lot. They don't lose a lot. They don't seem to get on a lot of streaks. They got shut out twice by San Diego this weekend, but San Diego's pitching can be very good. I'm going to take a shot with the Brew Crew here at +1.5 on the run line. And get this, all right? Chris Sale, he is 0-9 on the run line if the team he's pitching for has lost 5 or more consecutive games. So I'm going to take the Brewers plus 1.5 run line in this one.
And if the Braves are 35-24 to the run to the under, they're not scoring a bunch of runs. They're not going to come in here and you like the Braves? Do you want a plus 115 to have them win by 2 runs? I'd rather go the other. What is this?
130. 130 is what I saw. Yeah, -130. I mean, I got nothing against your pick. I mean, I think I'm agreeing with you. That's not a. If we're looking for where you're going to take the value there, why wouldn't you? The Braves are not scoring runs. They're not. Forget about it. They're not winning, so they shouldn't. 3-14 Chip. You ready to lay 150 on a 3-14 team?
But you know what? Fortunately enough for me, those 3 wins probably came when Chris Sale was on the mound, because I've had him a couple times against the Red Sox in Boston, and he's been excellent. But, Doug, I got to get back to what you said. This Atlanta team starting 0-7, they got to 500, and, the thought was they were going to have a bounce-back year from last year, which was a down season, and they've been even absolutely worse since then. I mean, they were minus $1,736 at $100 a unit, 10-23 on the road, which is abominable. And but Chris Sale, after that bad start, ERA 2.93 on the year, he is still at times just so unhittable. 94 Ks in 71 innings, something like 74 innings, 96 Ks. And it's just hard. If you want to bet these 2 teams and you take Atlanta against Milwaukee, you're going to say this line is absolutely absurd. How can Atlanta be favored like this? And then when you look at what Chris Sale is doing, and Aaron Savali's coming off of being on the IL, and he's 1-1. His ERA's over 5. I think Atlanta's the side here, but like I said, the team Atlanta, I don't want any part of. With Chris Sale on the mound, I might be able to take him. I would take Atlanta here, and Milwaukee 19-12 at home as ready as well. This $1.50 favor, $1.30, wherever we are right now with Atlanta, is absurd if you're going to bet teams. But most of these lines are built on pitchers, and I think that's why I'm going to have Atlanta if I was to play it, and I'm not playing it.
The 3-14 run, Schwellenbeck with a 5-0 win, Sale with a 9-3 win, Holmes 7-1 win. There you go.
Holmes, how can they be so bad now?
The Sale losses 2-1 versus San Diego, 9-3 win at Philly, 2-1 loss home versus Arizona, and during that 3-14 run.
Yeah, and he had such a terrible time when he was with Boston. He did nothing with the Red Sox. It was like a waste of time for 4 years.
Yeah, a lot of injuries.
Yeah, he was hurt there too.
Yeah, well, that's just a part of it.
Yeah, it's just a tough deal. I mean, they're like I said, they're just not hitting, and I can't figure out why. I mean, again, if this team was had a bunch of guys that were 30 plus years old, okay, makes sense.
How about when Acuna came back? He threw a guy out at the plate. He hit a home run, and I said, "This team's he's gonna spur them on."
Yeah,
never happened.
Nope, not at all.
Chris Sale 4-9 with the run line this year. 4-9 with the run line.
So, and Doug, you mentioned his record against the run line when he's coming off. Teams are doing poorly.
Yeah, so got a shot.
Yeah.
So again, I'm taking the big dog. Not a big dog. Big dog name brand wise, odd wise, not that crazy at plus 130. But that is the free pick. I got a 3-pack of Major League Baseball up today. If you're interested in my Major League Baseball, 2-0 yesterday. So I got a 3-pack up today. Go get it at gamblersworld.net. Recapping the free picks. Milwaukee plus 130, San Diego plus 105, over 7.5. These are our free plays. Doug with a Monday Mauler up. I got a 3-pack. Chip Chirimbes has a multitude of plays. He's firing all cylinders here. He's like a rocket launcher, just firing away. Get the day pass from Chip. And speaking of Chip, this day in sports. We can add this day in sports next year. We'll be like, this is the day in sports you came back from your hernia surgery. Welcome back. That'll be next year's show in 2026. But what do you got going on now?
Well, if you want to know about June 9th, I've got one that's really special. Because on this day in the year 68, it's 68 I'm talking about.
68,
Nero put down his fiddle and committed suicide. I thought I'd start out with that one. And in 1901, the Giants had 31 hits against the Cincinnati Reds. And there was a lot of baseball played before. I'm gonna tell you right now. Like in 1914, Hornus Wagner had 3,000 hits. Now, so he had to start playing in the 1890s to be able to have 3,000 hits by 1914. So a lot of these baseball records go way back. In 1945. Leo DeRocha, remember him? He got suspended from Major League Baseball, got sent to Mexico for fighting or kicking an umpire in the shins. In 1945, he was arrested for slugging a Philly fan at a Philly game. So, they're kind of ornery if you're going to Philadelphia. It doesn't matter which sport it is. They could be the Broadway bullies on the ice, or, you got the football team and the baseball team. The fans are, Jim, they're pretty nasty, I must say. I mean, loyal, without a doubt. 1946, the Yankees reached 1 million people in attendance at this date with 66,000. They had already had 94,000 on Memorial Day doubleheader against the Red Sox, which they swept, by the way. And in 1961, there was a pitcher named Ryan Duren. Do you guys remember Ryan Duren? Anybody? I mean, he had a pair of glasses that were like Coke bottles. Yeah. And he threw harder than anyone else in baseball, and he had no control. Well, he used to come out in late in games when the Yankees were really good, and he'd throw 3-4 warm-ups, and they'd go right to the screen, to the backstop, and no hitter wanted to get in the plate. Well, on this date in 1961, Ryan Duren struck out 7 straight batters, and that was, of course, against the Red Sox. We'll do anything we can against them. In 1985, this date, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar scored 42 against the Boston Celtics and was named MVP of the playoffs. 1990, this one's Eddie Murray, for the 10th time in his career, hit home runs from both sides of the plate as a switch hitter, and he tied the record set by Mickey Mantle. And in 2019, here we go once again, David Ortiz was shot down in the Dominican Republic on this date, and he survived. He's doing okay right now. So, it's amazing that Ortiz changed his names, and he had tested positive for enhancement drug, shall we say, when he was with Minnesota, and there was never a mention to it when he got to Boston, because there was a congressman who was a part owner of the Red Sox at the time. And that's it for June. What is it, 8th?
Ninth.
Yeah, but the Nero one got me. I mean, the guy put his fiddle down and he ended it all. So, in the year 68.
Yeah, Ortiz says positive. He's a hero. A-Rod's a bum. Ortiz,
and Ortiz, I think, was messing around with some gangster's girlfriend at the time down there, which they tried to keep. They tried to keep secret, and I don't even know if they ever got the. Yeah, I think they did. They finally caught the guy that shot him. He drove by on a motorcycle or something, or a moped. He was on a moped. That's a drive-by on a Dominican. Here, at least they have cars.
The steroid stuff. What a complete joke. You can't put one guy sort of linked.
Right.
Ortiz, Bagwell, Piazza, these kind of cats, and leave the other guys out. Just not fair.
They did.
Not right.
Yeah.
No. Kurt Schilling, he's mean.
Agree, because
Kurt Schilling's rude. He's not getting here. Jeff Kent was the best second baseman in baseball for 10 years. The guy was awesome.
Well, until you hit a ground ball to him in an All-Star game. Did he make 3 errors in one All-Star game?
What's that? So. What is that? Come on. Now we're on one game? One game?
Well, it's an All-Star game. I mean, he was never the same after that. Never.
I hope Aaron Judge shouldn't get in the Hall of Fame the way he performed in the World Series. That guy's trash.
He's an all-around good hitter. I mean, he's got a very
garbage.
Level swing and
garbage. He's good. No, you just set the ground rule.
Right.
Aaron Judge, garbage.
Yeah,
first ballot. Off
I tell you what, he might throw you out at first base.
1%. 1%
Don't
of the vote.
Right.
All right, before I die on the recording.
Oh, no, come on.
Let's get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow. Padres plus 105, Brewers plus 130, over 7.5, Cubbies, Phillies. Doug, Chip, good to see you guys.
Hey, Sean, you'll be back tomorrow, God willing.
Yeah, we'll see. Who knows? Maybe Chip will get a call. Chip, we need you.
Hey, Sean, good recovery,
keep your
man.
phone on,
Get well.
Keep the phone on.